All right, here we go. This is what I've been waiting for. This is what you guys have been waiting for. This is your boy Jay from Twitter with another video. And I am not a financial advisor. This is not considered financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. This is for educational purposes only. Guys, this is just for fun. I have a special guest in the building, Chris from Vault Finance. Thank you so much for joining us. I really do appreciate it. Chris, first and foremost, I have a special guest for you. You've been talking about donating blood, doing stuff for your community. And I want to also say and encourage people to do that as well. So I have a special guest here that is looking for a home. This is Waves. She is our foster daughter. She is an amazing dog. So go out there and adopt dogs, please. Help these dogs out there. Get homes. She's really nice. She's really friendly. I just want to say thank you, Chris, for motivating us. We really do appreciate it. So donate, help out your community, help out other lives. Really, really, really bad. Appreciate it so much.
Yeah, that's a really good cause. All of our dogs were shelter dogs that we adopted, and we believe in that. We always go there first.
Yeah. We're gonna adopt a dog. We got two dogs. It's Waves and Sailor right now, and then we have our own dog. So we have three dogs in the house right now. So, I just want to motivate or encourage people to adopt, or foster dogs out there. So it'd be greatly appreciated for them and us.
Sure.
Chris, I just want to say thank you again. I'm gonna be looking at my notes on my phone right here. Let's get into the first important question. Like, seriously,
Sure.
I want to get to know you. I want to get to know Volt. Let's get into the first important question. I apologize. Let me say that again. Whataburger or In-N-Out, please.
Oh man, you already know. You already know.
God.
Yeah, I know. When we actually started getting In-N-Outs around here a few years ago, and we've got quite a few, maybe in Dallas Fort Worth area, maybe 15 locations or so. And it's not a bad burger, but you just can't beat grilled jalapenos, grilled onions on, double meat cheese patty, greasy. Got to go there, and a whole bag of fries. Can't beat a bag of fries.
All right. If for people that don't know, In-N-Out's a California thing and Whataburger is a Texas thing, and they're both now in Texas. So it's kind of a little bit of a debate, a little bit of a beef, but it's all right. It's cool. It's cool. You picked the wrong burger place, but whatever. I'll move on. So
over there in California, I think.
So Chris, tell me your first job ever. Tell me about your first job.
Yeah, man, first job ever. There were a couple. I would say the first job that I had to do was besides helping around the house. I'm not going to count chores, things like that. But my grandparents live in El Paso, Texas. It's the very left side tip of Texas, and it's feels like it's just mountains, dry desert over there. And my grandfather owned it was pretty much a rock cement wall company, kind of masonry type company that built these retaining walls. A lot of over there, because there's a bunch of dirt goes around, there's not much grass. They build those like fences around their yard. So he had a business doing that, and my dad, to encourage me to go to college, sent me out there to spend the summer with him, 2 summers, helping him work on those crews, building those fences in 100-degree heat. And I'll tell you, after I learned a lot of things that summer, about myself, about my motivations, and that pretty much sounds like, what, no knock to that. That's hard work. It's it's real hard work, and it's it is what it is. But it definitely said, yep, going to college, and yep, I'm gonna do good. I can I'm not breaking rocks with my hands kind of guy. So
Dude, totally stepped away from that. Totally. Uh, okay, cool. How old were you when you first did that?
11 through 13.
Let's
It was the
go.
summer right in there. Mhm.
That's that's awesome. That's when my grandfather started me. He's like, "You're coming to work." I'm like, what? What's that?" No,
Yeah.
that's cool. Um, which job that you've had in up until now that prepared you to be CEO for Vault Finance?
I would say all of them. I think everything from being an employee to doing contract work to having being an operations manager, operations director for a major company that probably the medications you take in your home might be made by them. Can't say their name, but every one of them brings an aspect. It's a piece of the puzzle that kind of brings you to where you are today. You can't trump experience. You can have all the education in the world, but really rolling up your sleeves and putting your hands to it is really the way that you learn how to not just impact processes and businesses, but impact people and employees and your fellow colleagues and stuff. So um, if I had to put it to one, if you forced me to do one, I would say probably the operations role that I had. Had to handle protocol, deal with a lot of government boxes that they put you in and regulation and things like that. I think that translates a lot to crypto in a way because there were it being a multi-million-dollar corporation, and we'd like to be a multi-million-dollar corporation here, and putting together that structure and having those protocols and building that out, the employees, the investor considerations, all of those things, as well as the regulation aspect as well too. um, I think all of that is very similar to this. It's just this is all a digital version and not a brick and mortar version of it. But
Yeah.
ultimately, I think that's what got me ready.
Since you talked about crypto, what was your first crypto you bought?
First one I bought was Bitcoin.
Bitcoin?
Hmm. Yep.
Okay. You still own it or you let it go?
Uh, yes. Yeah.
You
I've
still
got
have
it.
it?
Yep. Removed it from the system. It's sitting on a drive on a hard wallet.
Never mind. I'm not even gonna ask how early you bought. Never mind. I'll just let that one go. Let's see. Where else are we? Okay. So just out of curiosity, you've done a LinkedIn, right? You said, or you docked yourself.
Yes. Yep. I have my professional LinkedIn on there.
So if you don't mind, you don't have to tell me your age, but like, are you a 70s, 80s, 90s baby? Where are we at?
I'm 80s. I'm
All
an
right.
80s guy. Yep.
All right. That's awesome. I'm 80s as well. So growing up, what was your favorite movie as a kid?
Oh man. Well, that's a tough one. Because I'm a connoisseur of movies. I love film. It kills my girlfriend every day because she loves shows, and I'm not a shows guy. I'm a movie guy. But I'll never turn down watching the original Star Wars. Those first three. I'll never turn down watching those Indiana Jones, the first three.
Yeah.
Uh, and the little cult classics like Waiting and Office Space, all of those type ones. Those are movies I love to watch, and I also I can't turn down a Will Ferrell movie like Step Brothers and Talladega Nights, things like that. I love the kind of comedy that guy does too. So
So kid movies, Star Wars.
do what?
For kid movies, we're going with Star Wars.
Star Wars. Yeah.
Okay. And then as you grow up and as an adult and you're older now, what's your favorite movie now?
Man, I I think now I mean I love those classics. So I mean I think it still have to be those same ones. I still the
Okay.
same way, you know.
That's awesome. Yeah, my wife pretty much gets mad when I go watch a movie over and over and over again. She's like, "You already watched it." Yeah, but I love it. I want to watch it again. uh Let's see. Okay, so you're in Texas. What's your
Yep.
favorite barbecue spot? Like you have to drive to, or maybe it's close by. What's your go-to barbecue spot? Can't go wrong.
Well, I would say it always ranks in the top two in Texas, and I think it always ranks in the top, five to probably top five nationally. But if you're ever down around Austin, there's Salt Lick down there, and there's another one that always competes with them, but really they sold Salt Lick and opened another one in Austin, and that one competes with Salt Lick and the other ones as well too. But every time I go within a 50-mile radius of that place, I have to go out of my way and go there. So best barbecue you can get your hands on,
So
Texas style barbecue. Yeah.
Salt Lick. All right. So if you're in Texas, go to Salt Lake, try it out. Chris recommends it. I'm gonna
Hmm.
try it. I'm definitely gonna try it. I love barbecue.
Oh yeah.
So sports. Are you into sports? You have a sports or team that you like to watch
Yep.
consistently?
I play, and I've played soccer or football, as we'll call it internationally. Here in the U.S., we call it soccer. But
Yeah.
I played that. I played that in high school. Uh, I love golf. I've been playing golf since I was a kid. I got down to being a scratch golfer. School got in the way of that, professional programs and stuff, and then I went back to getting real close to scratch, and I still play now, but I'm not a shark at the moment, so I can be had at the moment. But as far as sports teams and stuff, I love football. I love American football. Being here in Dallas, everybody's all about the Dallas Cowboys. The first football game I ever watched was that first Super Bowl against the Bills with my dad. My dad's like, "Hey, come over here. We're gonna sit down and watch this." And since then, I've been hooked on it. And so, the Cowboys have a special place in my heart because it's tied to my family and growing up, and not to mention, that Super Bowl win led to the next one, which led to the one against the Steelers. So I caught the Cowboys at the right time. So, you know, all of that put together. But I would say I've always liked. I don't really follow the teams as much as I follow players. Like Patrick Mahomes comes from my alma mater, so I mean, I watch the Chiefs games, watch the Cowboys games. I just hate getting my heart broke by the Cowboys season over season, though.
Yeah, I bet. I remember those years when the Cowboys were on fire. They were literally playing the Bills every Super Bowl. It felt like
Yeah.
I think if I remember correctly, it was like 2 or 3 Super Bowls they played the Bills or something like that. I'm not too positive, but yeah, I remember they were on fire. Um, what else do we got here? Well, you mentioned golf, and I was going to ask you what do you like to do on your off time? Like, do you like to play golf, go fishing, collect baseball cards? Like, what's something you like to do? Like, you have a day off, you want to go do to yourself, like something no one else likes to do. You do it.
Okay. Well, I spend a lot of time working, obviously, dealing with this crypto and getting us to launch, but also my own company and different consultant things that I do on the side as well too. That comes with those companies that I've put together and different practitioners that need help. So when I have off time, I like to spend it with family, the best I can. But if I have to, there's always going to be the time that I got to set aside to go, go play golf,
Okay.
do some things like that. But usually, my spare time, I relax by playing my guitar. I've got electric and acoustic guitars, and that's always been relaxing for me since I was a teenager. And so that's kind of the way I kick back. I'll pour myself a little whiskey, pour a little scotch, sip on that, play my guitar, relax, decompress a little bit from a long day or four AMAs in a day, kick back, relax, that type of thing. But if I'm gonna get out and go have some fun, I like to go golf.
That's cool.
Mm.
What else do we got here? What's a vacation spot you want to go to once this is all said, and if you have time to go on vacation? What's a vacation spot you like to go to? What's a spot you like to visit?
You know, I've really wanted to go to Aruba. I've been to places in the Caribbean. I've been to Bali. I really like Bali. I'd really like to go back to Bali. I spent 3 weeks in Bali, Indonesia, and it was fantastic. I'd recommend that for sure. It's fun. It's a fun little place. But my next stop, I think, is going to be Aruba.
That's cool. So Chris, you got this big community, like, and I mean more quality. It's not like hundreds of thousands. I'm not trying to say that, but it's a quality community. You got a big community, I think. Um, who's somebody in the community you'd like to recognize, like that it's not on a team that you appreciate, that is either at your AMAs or in Telegram or always retweeting, just somebody you'd like to say thank you to right now?
Yeah. Well, I think quite a few people in our community have been instrumental in our success. There's some that are just great at rallying the troops, and some of them we've brought on the team. You know, they wanted to mod for us. They're respected in our community. They know our community, so it only makes sense to bring them in. So I have to exclude some of those because really some of those mods have been instrumental. Um, I'm sure I can't pick you,
No.
but you know, I would say Crypto Mac has been doing some things behind the scenes. He's he comes in and talks stuff, but really it's hard to put it down to just one, because everybody has their own way of being interacting in our community. There's some that I can think of on, off the top of my head, that are real great at welcoming new people into our room that are asking questions, and there's some that are just Twitter machines, and they're constantly putting us up. And then there's some that are just content after content. I mean, graphic after graphic. So um, uh, there's just so many. There's just so many people, and so I mean, what I really appreciate though is I want to appreciate really the whole community, because everybody brings the tool that's on their tool belt to the community, and that's the reason why our community is so great.
Yeah, I can appreciate that answer. In all honesty, yeah, that's it takes a village. It doesn't take one person. It takes a village.
Exactly.
Yeah. And stop drinking out of that cup. It's a pet cup. All right. So the community, you've offered the community open mic night, poker, and more to come. How's that been going as of late? How does it help?
I think it's been good. Because we are, we're still we're a month away from launch now, but there was a time that we were 2 months away from launch. And with that being said, we wanted to keep the community engaged. We wanted to keep the community interacting with each other. We didn't want people to lose interest, but we wanted to have a place where the community could interact and get to know each other. And so and also, we didn't want it to be disorganized. We wanted kind of a daily mission or a daily goal. And that goal doesn't always have to be work. Goals can be fun too. So, we having those open mic nights, having those poker days, the gaming days, things like that, Monday math, it gives us the opportunity to just play a little game, have a little bit of fun, a little competition, and I think it's been a real success. And I always challenge the community that if they have a great idea of something we can do, or let's just say, for example, Math Mondays isn't that fun, and 90% of our community doesn't like math, then we can always change it. Really, when we set this up for the community in mind. So if the community has something interesting they want to do, I always want to encourage them to reach out and say, hey, maybe we can try this, maybe we can do that, and we'll give it a try and have that bit of fun that day.
That's awesome. Um, so we have the open mic night, which is we have Vault DJ out there doing his thing. Is there any way maybe there's another DJ out there that can come out and do the DJ spot for a night, or is it just
We can. I think we try to switch genres. So it really just depends, again, what we take input. Otherwise, it's really us just talking and saying, okay, well, let's do this genre this time. I know Mason's pushing real hard for reggae. He he wants some of that real bad. But if our community, if there's a certain something they want to hear, or something that we don't put on the list, on the poll, to what do you guys want to listen to, we can definitely consider a certain genre for sure.
that's awesome?
We
So
might next week we might we may have well, I think this next week I think it's gonna be fine. I was gonna say I think we might have another DJ, but honestly, I think this week's nothing will change though. I think
okay.
we're making sure what genre to play.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a couple DJs in your community that probably like, I want to try, I want to try. I was just trying to throw that out there for them. Maybe they could raise
Yeah,
their hand and say, "Hey, Chris, can I
yeah,
please?" Or that'd be awesome.
yeah. We'd be open to that. That'd be fun.
So any DJs out there, hit up Mason, Chris, somebody, and tell them, "Hey, I'd like to try it just one night. Show off your skills."
There you go.
Um, I sent you a video yesterday on Gary V. I don't know if you know about him or if you've seen him, but he motivates me. Who motivates is you? Like, who gets you going in the morning, or like, something you watch or read, or what is it?
On Instagram, I follow this uh I follow this space. It's just general inspiration quotes, and I some of them are just voiceovers and of random people, but I like to go through those in the morning while I'm sitting there just drinking coffee, or just waiting before for a call or something, and I usually try to find one for the day that just kind of catches my interest, catches where I'm at in that moment, or in my goal setting for the day, uh, and just hone in on that. So it's different ones at different times. Um, I think inspiration to me, things that I always reflect on, is I've had a few individuals that have been real business mentors to me coming up, and they've been instrumental in my personal success, and one of those is my family as well too. So but thinking back on things that they say to me, and like I said, it's situational on where I'm going through for the day, in the business life or personal life or whatever, and really trying to hone in on those, and peel back the layers, and you know take it to heart, kind of inculcate what that message was, and to let it play out for the day, with that being kind of the message of the day. Uh but as far as a specific people, I don't know if there's specific ones other than what I could say of my family. But the who you're talking about, Gary, I like his thinking, because he's not too good to accomplish something. And that message you sent me yesterday was pretty much proof of that you have to go out and get it. It's not going to come die at your feet. And that's the reason why here with Vault, we pound the streets daily. That's the reason why we're doing 3 AMAs today, for that exact same reason, is because it's not going to come to you. You have to go out and take it, and you have to do it on a daily basis.
100%. Exactly. I appreciate that so much, that you guys all work together and really do what you do, and as many stuff as you do. I really do appreciate that, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. My next question was, you have so many AMAs. You literally you pretty much answered it. Like, we all appreciate it, because in all honesty, right now, you have to work 3 times harder. It's not as easy as it used to be to launch a token or a coin or anything. Like before, it was like, oh, we're launching coin, and then everyone's like, here's my money. Now it's like you really have to go out there and say like, hey, we're out here, we're doing this, we're doing that, you know. And I know the community appreciates that, Chris, like, because there's a lot of CEOs out there that don't do much, and there's only a handful of you guys out there that are literally willing to jump on any spaces, jump in any situation and talk about what you got going on, or just about yourself. So we appreciate that a lot. I just want to say thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, it's very important. You know, when people want to talk about Vault, it's in Vault's best interest to be there to not only to represent itself correctly, but professionally put a face to that name being talked about, and to just take the opportunity to put more information about us out there, because in this space, uh that's very important. That's how things are done. I think I said on the last AMA we had with Todd Hart, the that word of mouth was the number one way that you know, people learn about us. So if I can take every opportunity to be that mouth and tell as many people from the platform we have, and as the CEO, I will not turn down an opportunity.
So let's talk about Volt. Like, I appreciate you, you know, sharing some of your situation, but let's talk about Volt now. Um, how did Volt get started? Did a dev come up to you? Did you find the dev? How did this work out?
Well, really, it was something that I would say me, Ross, and Mason, and a few others had talked about before. Had talked about, you know, we have ideas, we can do things, we can try our hand at it. I don't think any of them knew my background. I didn't know too much of their backgrounds, but uh, from we all start as mods with other tokens, and you know, doing other things and being investors, being on your side and on the investor side of things, and seeing things from there. As a mod, you're a little bit more privy to the project side of it. Not too much more, but you're a little bit more. But again, having owned businesses, having run businesses, knowing you know, there's some moves that you know are 100% right moves, and other ones that you know are 100% wrong moves. And it's tough for me, being the type A personality, being my background in healthcare, where you're normally the quarterback, you're usually the one making the call in the end, or directing, you know, being the neck that turns the head in cases. Um, it just reached a point where I'm like, you know, we can do this. We can do this better. I have some great ideas. And then I started kind of keeping an eye out for people that I thought met the right character and the right mold. You know, Mason and Ross are phenomenal guys. Alex, phenomenal too. And so it just kind of developed. It developed from there. None of us are devs, so we had two choices. Either we brought on devs that are local in our neighborhood of tokenomics, which there are some good ones, and you know, there's some bad ones, but there's some good ones. Or we go outside of our neighborhood and we try to find somebody who will think outside the box, because what we were doing was outside the box. And if our neighborhood knew how to do it, and do it well, it would have already been done. So I went through the tedious process of doing a mass vetting of a whole slew of different devs, until we found the right one. It was like matchmaking, you know, it's like dating. We're doing a lot of dating, going on a lot of dates till you pop the question to the one. So we had multiple rounds, and we did a whole bunch of work on our end to finally whittle down to the ones that we chose to work with. And then when we started to work with them, then we started to see real quick, you know, based on their resume, different things like that, uh, you know, they were able to put together a winning formula with us, and we wanted to have a long-term relationship. It's really important to me. I tell other CEOs and people that we commit to strategic partnerships with, that I'm the kind of guy that if I'm going to make a partnership with you, it's going to be a lot of work up front to get that partnership with me. But once you do, I take it forward with me. You know, as long as we both go, I take it forward with me. So further utilities that we come out with, we'll commit to our dev team, we'll commit to our partners, and we'll keep committing to them going forward. And if we come up, we bring them with us. And if they come up, we hope they bring us with them. So that was kind of the process, and all of that, and starting Vault, and developing all of these different people into it.
So is it Team KYC?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Through Anonymous.
All right. I've been hearing that name a lot lately. I don't know why. I don't know.
Yeah. They're phenomenal. And I think they're going to be. I feel they're already a big deal, but I think they're
Yeah.
going to become an even bigger deal because, they don't just KYC people and there you go, but they make them hold to certain baselines. There's certain lines that they draw in the sand and say, don't cross those. And if you do, we're going to take all this information and we will be the in-between between the authorities and you and the community, and making sure they have that information and so that they can investigate and stuff. So we jumped through a lot of hoops. It was a lot of flaming hoops, in my opinion. It was a pain going through all that KYC. But the thing is that should be the gold standard, because the investor should feel safe that who represents the project that they're wanting to do business with should be held to a standard, and that they should be who they say they are. And I think there should be zero give in that. It should be 100% credibility, 100% transparency. So Anonymous was a no-brainer for us. And you better believe that with our utilities that we have, that we're looking to come out with, that we're going to partner with Anonymous to ensure that their KYC process and their different processes are used throughout our platforms.
That's awesome. So as far as launch date, you haven't mentioned a launch date, but do you have a time around? So we're still early, everyone. We're still early to this. So where around do you think you'll be launching?
I think it's going to be mid-July. We may go a week past mid. Ultimately, the analytics and what we're looking at is one, overall, we're in an environment that is adverse to launching a token. Now, I would love to just launch and flex and show people that we're going to kick butt no matter what. The thing is that the market does play into it. I think as investors, we see that there's less people in the communities in general. Growing a community right now is tough. It's hard to get traction because there's less money out there, investor money, you could say. So people that are crypto curious aren't getting in because they don't have money to try something new out, a new investment strategy. There's less money overall going into investing right now because people are trying to put food on the table. They're trying to, keep their homes and stuff. So for one, the market is tough. For two, we want to go here at the beginning of Q3, and the very first week is the 4th of July weekend. And as you know, being here in the United States too, the country shuts down and all money goes to food, fireworks, and maybe traveling, seeing family, and all of that. And people who are already living paycheck to paycheck, or aren't robust, or being affected by our huge gas prices we have here in the US right now that are inflated, the costs that are going up from inflation, that weekend is going to empty some pockets. And so it's important for us that, one, not only do we not launch on a weekend that people are not focused on the markets, the general markets will be closed, but we want to make sure that when we launch, people have money in their pockets, right? I mean, even though we have a community that's all organic, if half the community doesn't have money in their pocket to invest, although they want to be investors, that still doesn't lead to an investment. So just from a standpoint, we want to make sure that when we launch, people are in a position to be able to invest, that want to invest, That way, from our standpoint, business standpoint, we have a good launch, but also the investors have a good launch as well too. So that's kind of the thought process behind it. We're going to give it maybe a couple weeks from that 4th of July, so that people can be ready with their investment, as well as that, and we'll be ready too. And I think unless the market completely, something terrible happens, we will still launch in July, and launch here in the beginning of Q3.
That's cool. So we have a small, I would say a pretty big bombshell to throw down right now. So you have allowed me to give away 2 whitelist spots. I just want you to go ahead and talk about the stuff you're giving away on this right now.
All right. So the whitelist spots, if you're not 100% sure if you want one, I encourage you to watch some of the past AMAs and look at the white paper, and you'll get vaultitis, as we're calling it, and be super bullish. It's a lot of great things that we're doing and we're already putting into action. Our last AMA, we're releasing some really neat things. So these whitelist spots are going to be really great. But you're referring to the second thing with the NFTs. Okay, so we mentioned during Todd Hart, and if you've been in our community, you've seen that we've talked about, we're doing these very exclusive NFTs, a small supply, limited supply of these exclusive NFTs, and they're not, the NFTs themselves are not a crazy use case or something like that. But essentially, there's 3 different types, and there's a very limited supply of all 3, and they're going to help you boost your bag. So if you're looking to get a bag of vault or stake or different things, each of these 3 do something very interesting to help increase your investment and help you make more money. And what we'd like to give away is 2 exclusive spots in the line, to be one of the first 2 to choose whether you want one of them, both of them, or all 3 that we'll be offering. So you will be one of the first 2 to take your pick of what you want.
So you're giving away 2 early access to this situation. They're first in line, 1 and 2, ready to go.
Exactly, which is a big deal, because if you're going to buy vault, this is going to multiply your money. Some of the different things that we have, one of them doubles your staking APY. We're creating a private pool just for these people who hold this NFT, that they're in possession of it. They get to stake in this special pool that gives you double APY right off the bat. Another one is a owner suite, pretty much allows you to be in a lounge with and to be on the committee that helps bend the ear of the owners and core team. There's voting, so pretty much we bring you in to have an inside track on the project and to help with the direction of the project. There's also other exclusive things that will get you regarding our launch pad, regarding access to whitelist spots, regarding to all sorts of benefits and perks that our project would come into doing business with other projects. And we want to take all of those perks and not keep them for ourselves as the core team. We want to pass them on to these specific people who want to be involved in that. And it's a very short list supply. And the third one, the community is actually voting on right now. I think what's in the lead is no tax on buys, pretty much reimbursement of the tokens, airdrop to you that you would be shorted from your purchase in from any buys that you make. So that's a big deal too. Imagine, getting what you lost on taxes on your buys. So all of those things bring a lot of value, and there's a very short supply. They'll end up being a secondary market because they're tradable, because it's that short of a supply. So, and you get to be the first 2.
So are we giving away 4, like 2 whitelist spots and then 2 access, early access? So 4 different
Exactly.
winners?
Yep.
Okay. So it won't be 1 and 1, like 2 winners and one gets whitelist spot and then one gets early access. We're doing 4.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
So remember, guys, you have the chance to win a whitelist spot, or you have a chance to win early access, but you still have to purchase your NFTs. You just have access to it early. So
Yep.
don't forget that.
Yep. And it's important to note that you will have to buy that NFT, but we strategically made each one of them have a value that you would increase your bag. You would not only, first of all, the NFTs will be tradable, so you can turn around and sell it if you were to want to do that for some reason. And you know, considering how they're on a short supply, that means there's a demand. There'll be a demand and an ongoing demand for them because it's not a one-time use. These pools will continue to exist. What we're doing will continue to exist. So there'll continue to be a demand for those. But we wanted to make sure that before you even talked about wanting to resell it or anything, I wanted to make sure that what you paid for the NFT was more than made up for by the benefit that you'll get by utilizing it. So they're going to definitely help you increase your bag, increase your value, and make some money. That's what we're all here for.
Right. So I'm gonna do it where they have to know your saying, and I don't want you to say your saying, but you have a saying about steel. So if you know about the saying about steel, you got to follow Vault Finance. You have to follow me, watch this video, leave a comment on this video about what Chris is saying about oh man, I don't want to give out the saying. You can ask him in an AMA. He has a saying where something makes you better, if you know what I'm talking about, Chris.
Yep, I know what you're talking about. It's not steel.
It's not it's not steel.
I say the one word. The
Go
one
ahead.
word of what it is. It's iron.
Iron. So if you write in the comments on the Twitter and in this YouTube video what his saying is, and you have to follow Vault, you have to follow me, you have to watch a video and write the comment, and then that'll get you an entry to possibly winning either a whitelist spot or early access to these NFTs. So thank you, Chris. I really do appreciate it, and I'm sure everyone else out there will appreciate it as well.
Definitely.
So your token is rewarding in BNB or in BUSD?
BUSD.
Okay. And how much are they getting in BUSD?
It's just right off the top, it's 7%. 7%. You have this thing called Unlock the Vault, which is another 5% that we will do in conjunction with the burns that we'll be doing. We'll be having buyback and burn parties. But those burn parties mixed with that other 5% will be a disbursement, and we'll have events for that other 5%. So ultimately, if you continue to hold, it ends up being 12%.
Not bad. 12% is a really big number. Honestly, that's not shabby at all. So a lot of people here are watching because of your sell list contract. It's kind of like the star of your project. So can you tell us a little bit about it?
Sure. The sell list contract is something that's been real difficult for projects. There's people who have different ways to be able to do that. There's people who are specifically just trying to be able to do that with PancakeSwap. We wanted to have a way that you could interact on the front end through your smart contract and do business in a sell-less nature, no matter which exchange you're on. Obviously, some exchanges are more difficult than others as far as being able to accomplish that. But essentially, that's what we did with our smart contract. So it's a really big deal. It helps to not offset, not do a workaround, not play a shuffle game with the contract cells. It's a simple idea. 0 contract cells, none whatsoever. It's not that they happen, that there's cell pressure and we try to mitigate it one way or the other. It's we don't create that sell pressure.
That's amazing. I can't wait to see this. I'm
Mhm.
so excited. Um, so you've announced on Todd Hearts that you're doing, and mind you, I asked you about this. I said, so you're gonna do an in-house um launch, and you said, I'm just saying, like, so you're doing your own launch pad and your own exchange. So can you
Yeah.
explain about how this came about and talk about it and give us the name and just tell us
Yeah.
as much as you can?
Yeah, we're talking about is Novation. Novation, the launch pad and exchange. It's a swap and exchange because not only can we target liquidity that's placed somewhere else for a project, but you can also place liquidity on the exchange itself. So I by definition I separate those that way. But yeah, Novation is going to be an amazing product for us. It's going to be a big deal because all of it is Celis. It's the trifecta of Celis. And that was our intention from the beginning because this first offering, although we've become the known or being known as the Celis, it's important to note that this is just our first offering. This is not everything that we are. This is just what we're coming to market with. The first piece, we have a lot of other things that are not related to Celis that are coming to market that we feel are an even bigger deal than Celis. But up front, we wanted to solve a problem that projects are having and that investors are suffering from for it. The projects are suffering from for it, and that was those contract cells. So when we started to do our analytics, started looking at it and looking at the different mechanisms that we could use to impact that problem, obviously the top of the list was the smart contract. So that got done, but we started to see that not all projects are in a position for that smart contract. Throughout your whole project's life, from before inception to launch to after launch to migration to maturity, all of these different things, based on where you're at, uh, implementing the smart contract might not be the most beneficial thing for you. You might not be in a place to do it. There's some projects that just got done migrating and barely made it out alive through the other end, they feel like,
Yeah.
and doing another one, let's say, to implement the smart contract might not be ideal to them. So Novation, we wanted to create a home base, a platform, a base camp that had the proper foundation, where the foundation was not to implement a system that ultimately ended in contract cells, but that ended in cell-less, that not having that pressure. And we want that to become the default because that should be the standard. The standard should not be to have contract cells, and it shouldn't be to have to do a workaround to do it. The foundation should be set up to where it's simple. Those contract cells just don't happen. The pressure doesn't happen. And that's ultimately what we did. So Novation is going to be a big success going forward. It's going to be a big deal. It's all Celis, and it'll be a great revenue producing utility for us and get our name out there. And we think it'll help us crescendo into our next huge utility and going forward into some of the other utilities that are on our roadmap. So we picked the word Novation because Novation is a contract that replaces the status quo or the current contract, and that's kind of ironic because that's essentially what we did with the smart contract. But we're the main definition was to replace the status quo with something new, and that's exactly what we're doing. Is that we're bringing the new standard in the new form of how this should be done for a project, so we can help them in every stage, and not just in their current state that they're at, but in every stage of their development.
Awesome. Have you been talking to other projects on launching on your new launch pad yet?
I have. We've been, talking through some of those things, those finer points, as well as negotiating, as well as creating strategic partnerships that help to funnel and filter projects to those products. Exclusive partnerships.
Will I have the chance to interview them?
Maybe. Oh no, I have to ask them.
All right, awesome. As long as I, try. I'm trying. And throw that out there. So let's see. Can you walk us through launch? Like, how is it gonna be when we the day one launch? How are we gonna be able to purchase Vault Finance?
Okay. Well, day one launch through the launch pad. I think the way that we plan on setting it up is for all this to happen on a Saturday. We want people to have the opportunity to not have to sneak into the bathroom at work or something like that and have to try to handle their business. So Saturdays seem to work best for people, Saturdays and Sundays, but we feel Saturday is going to be a good launch day for us. And with that being said, we have our launch pad keyed up and ready to go. There'll be a 2-tier system. We'll have a 1,000 BNB hard cap. We'll roll out the first of all, we want our launch pad to be easy to use. Obviously, and I've said it before, with any product, the path of least resistance is typically the path of adoption. And it just makes sense. If something's hard, difficult to use, if you have to read a manual to do it, there's more than likely people will use an easier method that might not even be as good. So not only do we have to be the product that everyone should want to use because it's great and it's good for the project and it's good for the investor, but it needs to be the easiest to use. That way anyone, even the crypto curious crowd, can be able to get in and use it too. So one of the things, so with the launch pad, it's going to be easy to use. It's going to be nice, tasteful. Obviously, the branding with Novation looks techy and nice. We have a 1,000 BNB hard cap. We'll roll out. We'll start the tier 1. We'll have the countdown. Start to tier 1. We'll allow tier 1 an opportunity to fill a certain amount of time to fill. Once that time is up, if there is space remaining, which we believe that there will be space remaining, then we'll allow the tier 2 to go. They'll have a certain amount of time to be able to as well. Once they go, which we believe that one might be a little bit of a dogfight. We're not 100% sure. We know we'll fill the hard cap, but we don't know how many tier 2 spots will be able to be left to fill it. But let's just say in the case that there is 1 BNB left or however much there at the end, we'll open it up to the public to snatch that piece up who wants it. At any point in time, we fill the 100 or the 1,000 BNB, then we will prepare to that same day list on the exchange as well too. We'll move over the liquidity onto the exchange and we'll open up shop. We'll go from there.
Will I be able to use my MetaMask to purchase? Will I be able to use my phone, or will I have to use a laptop?
We want it to be compatible with Trust Wallet and MetaMask. So, and that was something that was important to us to do from day one.
Yeah, Trust Wallet is really hard for a lot of people on their launch pads. I just throwing that out there. MetaMask works a lot easier, but I'm sure Trust Wallet's gonna have you guys going like, I hate you, Trust Wallet. But I'm sure you guys will figure it out. I'm sure you guys will get it done. It sounds like.
Yeah, our devs, this isn't their first rodeo. They've done major things for banks. They've done things for UFC, the UFC brand. They've done a lot of major things. They've built exchange before. They've built launchpads before. So this isn't, and they've built, to help build some of the biggest brands that we use in the world and that we hold in our hands and use as phones and stuff too. So they have a wide range of ability between them. So the Launchpad and Dex, I don't think the Trust Wallet will be hard for them. They know what they're doing.
So you're saying we're in good hands.
You're in good hands. I wanted to make sure that the company was in good hands with these products and that these people were capable of keeping up with our creative ability.
So the tokens will go onto our MetaMask wallet.
Um, yes, I believe so. The tokens will the tokens are going to be airdropped. So 10% first day, 10% will be received for both the private seeding rounds and the pre-sale.
But if,
So don't freak out if you get 10% of the tokens you purchase. That's part of the vesting. So don't be too worried about that.
and people are surprised that you're paying out. If I'm on the whitelist spot, I do the 5 BNB. I'm getting access to all my BUSD. Like I'm not having to wait for my BUSD as far as like let's say if I'm supposed to get $10, I'm gonna get the full $10 because I have a trillion tokens, correct?
Exactly. It was important to us from the beginning, having been a part of a vesting launch before, and I know other investors have too. That and just launches in general, that you get a lot of volume when it starts trading. There's a lot of volume those first few days, and it's understandable the pain you would feel if you didn't have the full value of those tokens being in the mix for those rewards and that high volume. So it was important for us from the beginning to make sure that was going to be done right and that you would be able to receive those no problem.
So you're receiving your full rewards even though you don't have all your tokens. So that's awesome. I like that a lot. I don't mind waiting for my tokens in all honesty with a project like this. So I that's pretty cool.
Yep.
Um,
And pretty much, our reasoning for that and with the vesting was that the buyback and burn will our strategic buyback and burn algorithm will kick in if there's any sells. And ultimately, by spreading out the vesting just a little bit, we didn't need people to vest 3 months, 6 months, a year, do something like that. We needed just to spread out a little bit of that pressure because ultimately there will be some sells. There will, because people want to take profits sometimes. Now, is it the smartest thing to do with this project? Well, I have to leave that up to the investor because everybody has their own prerogative. They have their own situation and things like that. But I think some investors are, just quick flip and move on to the next project. And I feel that those investors that do that will be kicking themselves here shortly. So is I always want to encourage people to hold and to see how this develops and how this plays out, because and the second secret utility and how that functions and stuff, because if you don't take advantage of the free things that we're giving out, like that Diamond Hands heist and the unlock the vault and all of these rewards and the unveiling of the second secret utility and how that works, you're ultimately going to sell just to come back later and buy in at a lot higher of a price when you could have just held on to it and enjoyed growing your bag just by kicking back and watching it go.
so how many days do I have to wait to receive all my tokens if I was on the whitelist spot? How many?
Well, for the private seeding, it's 10 days, so it's 10% a day. So you'll be fully vested in. Now the pre-sale, you'll be fully vested in 20 days. So it's 10% every other day.
Okay. Okay. So 20 days. So under a month. Um, let's see. Oh, as far as exchanges and swaps or anything like that, is your token going to be launching on any other exchanges or swaps in the future, or is that something that's not possible, or what's the deal with that?
Day one, we're going to launch on our own,
Yeah.
platform, on Novation. We built a bridge to a new world, and we want to be the first to walk across it. And we want people to see what 100% sellless looks like, because we know that'll be the standard going forward. And it's important for the investors to see that way they can go to their projects and go, hey, why is this not happening for us? Why are we still dealing with contract sell pressure? look at this compared to what we're doing. Why can't we do that? But going forward, we do have ambitions to spreading out and being in other places as well too, and that's where our contract really lets us be able to do that. So we want to be out there on bigger exchanges and move up to Bitmart and some of these other ones, maybe Safe Moon Swap, some of these other places. Bitmart is actually the ownership there is actually good friends with the ownership of Ninja Promo, who are our strategic partners. I've mentioned that a couple times, but I don't think I've mentioned it in exactly that way that I just did. So we have a friend of a friend of a friend with Bitmart, and they also talk to and know the people with KuCoin as well too. So when your close partners know big people like that, it's easier to make introductions, and it's easier to sit down in a room with not the salespeople, but with the ownership and say, hey, this is what we're doing. Let's come to the table and maybe see if we can make a decent deal. And who knows, people that are other partners with us, again, I haven't taken this into rooms to other projects or Reward Miner or anyone else that I talk to, but if when you have those kind of opportunities to sit in a room, you can not only leverage that, but you can leverage your buying power. So when if I show up with some friends, if I show up with the Crypto Avengers, and I go, hey, so not only do we have a friend of a friend, but I've got 4 friends, and all 5 of us can come together. So, not only are you going to give me a good deal, hook me up, but we've got 4 others. You're going to get 5 right off the bat like that. Those are all ways to leverage better deals and by buying power. So it's good to have friends of a friend and like that, and that's the reason why it helped us choose Ninja Promo as well, because they had those kinds of friends.
That's big. Like, seriously, what you just said right now is huge. I don't think I'm sure people are like, what? Like, you have access to this? And okay, that's great. That's
Exactly.
like you guys better hold, but no, I'm not telling you what to do with your money at the end of the day, but man, that's crazy. Wow, that I'm shaking a little bit. So am I gonna be able to see are you gonna be able to see the charts on KuCoin or anything like that? How's that gonna work as far as Vault?
Yeah, we're right now we're actually fielding that behind the scenes, because we had a way that we're looking to go about it, and then a project that we've been in talks with Swap TC that has they have a really interesting set of products that we think can help what we're doing. But our second secret utility, we think that there's an opportunity that they may have the ability to help us there. So we're keeping a close eye on them. We've had a set of discussion with them, but ultimately we will get it listed to where you can track the charts and things like that. But as far as some of these other things, we're looking at some guys like Swap TC, some of these other ones that have a really nice offering that we think that we could implement and create a partnership with.
Okay. So you talked a little bit about it, but there's a way to earn more Volt Volt tokens. So there's a 60-day and a 120-day. Can you speak about that?
Yeah. So what you're talking about is the Diamond Hands Heist. And so Diamond Hands Heist is a little thing that we put together where we're taking 10% of the total supply of all the tokens. That's 100 trillion tokens, a big amount. It will receive rewards as well too. So uh, it's not only a huge amount, but there's a bunch of rewards that are going to accumulate. And so after what we're wanting to do, it's a diamond hands heist. So you have to be a diamond hand. People who get in on the private seeding round, the pre-sale, or who buy in the first 30 days can qualify for it. And what we want to see is in the first 60 days, all the way up until day 60 after launch, if you don't sell not even one token, and we have to say transfers as well too, right now. But if you don't sell as much as one token, you can increase your bag all you want, but you will qualify for this 100 trillion disbursement. And pretty much whoever it qualifies at the end will split it based on their bag size. It'll be proportionate. Just think of like rewards. I can't tell you how many people that'll be, but you know, I'm sure you can, you know, if you're a math person, you can put together a couple little scenarios and remove a couple variables and kind of get an idea what that might look like. But it's not a little deal. It is a big deal. And I would encourage everyone to take advantage of that, because it is a easy way to increase your bag, no problem. And all you have to do is hold. And that's through day 60. Now, that will disperse the tokens. Those 100 trillion tokens will be airdropped and dispersed. And we're looking to not tax that. And the reason why is because taxing it will create volume. Taxing it will help disperse some rewards to everyone, but this isn't about everyone. This specific thing is about the diamond hand holders. So it will not be taxed, and it will be airdropped to them directly. No, with no problem. Now the rewards, this whole first days that are just, you know, building and marinating, those rewards, we're going to do a second heist. You're going to get away with 2 heists with Vault Finance. The second one is going to be at 120 days, and people all the way up to the first 60 days will qualify that have tokens. And you have to go that whole time all the way up until day 120 without selling even one token. And we will do a disbursement to all of those people for all of those rewards, all those juicy BUSD rewards that have been accumulating over the 100 trillion tokens. So it's a very big value. When you look at some of the things that we offer, you'll see that we really want to bring value to the people who want to hold. So this is one of those projects that if you're a diamond hand holder, if you look at our white paper and you go, you know what, this project makes sense. This project can make money. This project can make me money. And you're willing to hold and see it through. We bring you tremendous value right off the bat, before you even talk about the values of the tokens themselves and buyback and burn and revenue and all that stuff. When you're just looking at what you receive for doing business and holding, it's a lot. So I always want to take the opportunity to encourage the investors to hold and see those things through, because why would you not receive something that's free, that has value?
Exactly. I'm gonna hold for 120 days. You can hold me to that. I promise. I wanted to talk about your website. You're going to be doing goods and services. Is that something where like I can sell like shoes or baseball cards, or how do those goods and services work? Just out of curiosity.
Well, our platform that we're making, you're talking about Vault Exchange. Yeah, Vault Exchange is a platform that we will build. It's on our roadmap, where one side of it deals in goods. Pretty much it's a way for people across the world to exchange goods. So it doesn't matter really, as long as it's legal, doesn't matter what those goods are, but we wanted to be able to connect people across the world who are looking to sell something, and with other people around the world that you know take interest in it and want it. It'll create a medium of exchange for our Vault token itself, create use of it itself. We're looking at some of the finer details about being able to deal in with other currency or with fiat or whatever the case, but we do want to make sure that there's going to be great value for using Vault in that regard on that exchange. Now, the other side of that is an exchange of services. I can tell you, running a project, I get hit up and DM'd all the time from people, different people that are influencers, shillers, marketing groups, lounges, devs, a whole slew of different people. And being a fiduciary on behalf, having that duty on behalf of Vault Finance and the funds and everything that have been put into it, and of the business itself, it's important that I ask a lot of tough questions and that I make sure that who we do business with is who they are, and that they're capable, and that it's valuable what we're using those funds for, and all of that. And so we wanted this side to be a safe place where people who want to offer services to projects or to other people, and projects themselves or those other people who are looking for those services can interact in a safe environment where everyone can be upfront with each other, that these people who offer these services can have a professional front where they are also will receive feedback and references on how good of a job they do. And that way, the people that are offering the services and the people who are looking for the services know the quality that each other bring, and that can be exchanged in a safe manner. Now, part of that side will also be a private adult only section that will be similar to like OnlyFans.
So I was actually going to ask you about that. You have that section as well. Is this will people have the opportunity to like refer other people to that and make an income off of it? Is that something that's possible?
I think that's something that's possible. We haven't gone into that specific aspect for that part yet, but it would make sense that when we start to talk through the marketing of that, that there's a strong opportunity to utilize and tap on the shoulder certain people who want to be on our services side, in the, as far as they're offering their services to marketing and this and this and that to the projects. There's an opportunity to create partnerships with some quality people in that aspect, to bring them on so that they can offer their services. But then if they have the ability to, and they have the reach to be able to offer, to work on our behalf, to bring referrals for that OnlyFans type side as well. So it only makes sense that when we start talking through marketing, that is a method that is used and can be really effective in bringing clients and users to that specific section.
Yeah, like let's say I have a friend and they're like, oh yeah, I'd love to do it, and that friend brings a friend, or just keeps on going and grows. So
Exactly.
yeah. Will you be like attending like adult con and promoting out there, like in Vegas or something like that, hitting up that situation?
I hadn't thought about that yet. I think that that's one of those things that I want to talk over some of the analytics with Ninja Promo. They have a lot of information at their hands for these types of things in general, and different categories of offerings, and kind of what looks like the best bang for your buck, I guess you could say. But yeah, if that is something that will bring that will bring value to the brand and bring users, and it's an effective, an efficient way to bring it, then yeah, then that's something that we would do if it would bring revenue and business in an overall sense, and grow our brand. Then yeah.
Yeah, because I could see you setting up a little booth, 4 or 5 people, handing cards just like they do in Vegas when you walk the streets, handing out cards saying, hey, you may not be one of these people that are behind us that have movies, but if you're interested, here you go. This is another opportunity for you to, make money just like they do. So
Mhm.
I thought that'd be pretty cool. Are you gonna have any big adult influencers to this? Like, are you planning on getting any, or how's that gonna work out?
We haven't secured any or anything like that. But again, as we start to talk through the marketing side of rolling that out, when we get to that spot, that's where we'll talk through all the different ways to accomplish that. And so obviously, you know, direct to user clicks, ads, different ways of utilizing our branding, our communities to raise awareness of the platform in general, as well as the promotional aspects, influencer aspects. All of that will all play into creating that multi-pronged strategy for that platform to be adopted and to grow and to gain more and more traction.
So there's still an opportunity, guys. You're still early to this vault finance. Um, there's so much in this. You said 6 utilities on Todd Hart's interview. You got 6 utilities coming out. Guys, this is I think a big deal. Obviously, it's not financial advice, but I really like Vault Finance. I think this is going to be a really good project. You're in good hands. I would love to say that I've been so happy with the EMAs. I've been happy with the way Chris has, helped me out, the way Chris has interacted with me. Like, I've literally talked to him the very first day, and he was just a really nice guy. And everybody on the team is really nice. I encourage you guys to do your own research. Chris, is there anything that we missed that you'd like to bring up?
Well, if you, some people are counting those NFTs as like a seventh utility. I don't really think of them that way. I think of them as tickets to the show. They're add-ons, almost like a game when you get a certain boost, boost this or boost that in a way. But those NFTs are going to be really instrumental for the very few that are able to get their hands on them. So I would say that this is something that could happen in the next week. And so keep your eyes on the chat. We're going to blast it all at once at the exact same time. And then it's every man for himself. First ones to show up and get it on the list is the way we'll do it. And it has to enter the market somehow. And then from there, it'll be getting them from each other. It'll be a secondary market to do it. So, but we put those together to bring great value. If I had an opportunity to get my own bag and my own bag wasn't locked, I would take advantage of all three of those myself. I think we're being on the investor side for a long time. I think we really, for Vault, we're using it as the opportunity to play out some of these great things that we wanted to see as investors of value and opportunity brought to us for the projects that were quality. So we're really kind of bringing that out, teasing that out in Vault for our investors that'll come in. But I wish this was something that other projects would have done when I was invest on the investing side doing that. So I'm really satisfied that we'll be offering this. So definitely something to take advantage of for sure.
So, because of the giveaway and the way you're talking about it right now, how long do they have to enter in the contest before I have to give you their, I'm assuming, address?
I would say probably within this next week or so. If I can get their address. We're putting together a graphic of what that offering is and what those three different things offer and their price. So we'll have that out shortly, as well as we're kind of waiting on the community aspect one, because we wanted the community to pick what they thought would be best value for them. Because what I think is best value might not be what everyone else thinks is best value for them. So I wanted to see what the majority rule was on that, so we could incorporate that as well. So as soon as that one finishes up and lands, then I'll put it into a nice graphic, and it'll all get released, and I'll release that to you as well. That way, your winners can see exactly, you know, what they want to be a part of, and I will set that aside for them. They will be the first ones.
That's awesome. So next Sunday we have, today's Sunday, so next Sunday we have till Sunday.
Exactly.
Okay. How many NFTs are there?
There's three different types.
No, but like how many total? Like, is it 1,000 out of all three of them, or is it
out of all three? There are 1,000 grand total, but we're not going to release 1,000 of them. So there's going to be a lot less than that. We had them made because that was the easiest way for me to create a package deal with some other things that were going on in the background and things like that. But in an overall sense, they're going to be a very small amount. Perhaps we might release more at some point, but not yet, not all of them. So even between all three, there's only 1,000 of them that were created, but that's not how many that will be released.
Wow. So this is a very small amount of NFTs. So,
and they're stackable. So one person could technically get all three if they wanted to, and utilize all three to boost their bag in all the different ways. So, when you look at it that way, it could end up being, a small group of people.
All right. Well, get ready, guys, because Vault Finance is coming out with some heat. So, wowzers, this is exciting, guys. Like, I'm pumped. Chris, when this is all said and done, and you're just launched, and what's that drink you're gonna open up to celebrate?
I tell you what, I've got a it's a what was I gonna say? It's a scotch that I haven't gotten yet, but I'm looking to get, and pretty much I think we're gonna crack that one open, put it on some ice, and give ourselves a job well done, pat on the back, take a little breather, high five, and then get back at it, because just because we launched doesn't mean it's over. We still have a lot more that we're looking to bring to the table. This is just getting us to day one.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you again, Chris. I really do appreciate it. Wow, I can't thank you enough. I'm so excited about this project. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate your guys' time, for giving us more than an hour of your time. Chris, again, thank you for your time as well. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for the whitelist spots, the NFT situation. I'm excited. So I appreciate it. Thank you guys again for watching. Do your guys' own research. Please look into this. Go to their Telegram, go to their Twitter, follow, subscribe, do all that stuff for the contest, and we're gonna get it done pretty soon. I'm gonna upload this video, and then I'm gonna do a tweet, and then you guys do everything in the contest, and you'll have access or an opportunity to win a whitelist spot. And there's gonna be 4 different winners, guys. So thank you again, Chris. I appreciate it. And that's it. We'll see you on the next video.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Awesome.